all the steps that we have to do. All right. So today what we are doing is we are building a Node-RED web application to the model that we have built. Yes. So for that we will follow some sort of steps so that you will remember it in a proper way. The first one is to create a UI. Second one is to get the values from UI. Third one is to set the global variables for the values which are retrieved. Fourth point is get the access token with post request to ML service. Fifth one, get the prediction value using post request to scoring endpoint by sending retrieved values. Sixth step is to parse the output. Seventh step is to showcase on UI. All right, guys. So these are all the steps that we will be using. We will be following now. Okay. So for Flask application, we have built a UI, right, where you have entered your administrative spend, marketing spend, etc. Right. So here also you have to first create your Node-RED application. In order to create your Node-RED application, first of all, you have to go to your dashboard. So everyone is on their dashboard, right? Is everyone on their dashboard? Yes. Now let's click on Cloud Foundry apps. Then click on your Node-RED. Click on visit app URL. Yes. Guys, please turn your cameras off. Okay, so I actually have created a UI for that. So that's what we will use now. Okay, so everyone please go to tinyurl.com/ml new flow. Go to tinyurl.com/ml new flow. Okay, there you will have some sort of flows.json. Just download that. You will find flows.json. Just download that. tinyurl.com. Yes, Satyam, I'm telling you. tinyurl.com /ml new flow. I've put that in the chat window. You can use it. So once you have downloaded it, just tell me, guys. Done? Guys, everyone done? Did everyone download that? Yes, cool. So now go to your Node-RED. Here you will find 3 lines, right? Click there, click on import, click there, click on import. Is everyone over here? Guys, once you have downloaded that, what I am doing is I am importing the flow which is already created. So you can also download the flow which you have created, guys. For now, I am just importing the flow which is already created. So now please go to these 3 lines. Okay, guys, I'll wait. So did everyone open this? Let's import the already downloaded flow. Now, please click on these 3 lines. Here, you will have an import option. Have you seen that, everyone? Yes? Okay. So here, select new flow. Select new flow. There, select a file to import and select the file that is downloaded. Done, guys? Should I tell you again? Should I tell you again? No, right? Okay, then I'm yeah. Now click on import. Click on import. If you see towards right, another flow is created. Have you seen this? In the new flow, Did you see this? Everyone, did you see the new flow? Ha, Shiba, then you have to select the new flow then. That's what I told you. First of all, you have to import it and select the new flow here. Until and unless you select the new flow, it will be updated in the current flow itself. Okay. So done till here, guys. Now just delete all the connections. Actually, this is the flow that I've made for salary prediction of linear regression. But now we have to do it for our startups, right? So delete all the joints. So have you deleted that, guys? Yes. So now let's look into the steps. So what is the first step? Create a UI. So our UI will look like this. So enter a value, something, button, something like that. Yes or no? So for that, what I am doing, I'm just creating a form button and I am replacing this years of experience with enter your. Select that and click on delete, Mrityunjay. Select that line and click on delete, it will get deleted. So you have a form button, right? Open that. Open the form button. Here you should have 3 inputs. One is enter your marketing spend amount. And I am naming that as MS. You just give it as number. I hope everyone know how to use form node because we have did that on Saturday, right? Then next, add another element and give enter your administrative amount. And I am giving the name as AD. This is a number and just put that as required and then enter your enter your R&D spent and give the name as R&D. Do not give R&D, RD. Give it as RD. Give this as number. Click on done. Done till here, everyone. Yes. So we will also change the group and tab. We will also change the group and tab. So how do you change it? First of all, select this. Click on add new UI group. Click on add new UI group. Edit this. And I am giving this default as profit prediction. And also tab also. Give a add a new UI tab to tab. Edit this and give a name as enter your details. So just add it. Okay. Now I have given all these 3 values. I should also give state value, right? So that's why you have to create a drop down button. Drop down drag a drop down button. So have you dragged the drop down button? So we are also creating a state, right? So please drag a drop down button, everyone. Mrityunjay, just select add new UI group. Select add new UI group. Click on this edit. Give the name as profit prediction. Give the name as profit prediction. Yeah, I'm just seeing that, Satyam. Let me check it. Oh, you have to download the UI. Actually, were you absent yesterday, Satyam, on Saturday? No, right? You're not absent, right? So your dashboard nodes are deleted. So go to that palette and download the dashboard nodes, Satyam. Okay. Download that dashboard node. So Mrityunjay, again, I'm telling you, first select add new UI tab, add new UI group, edit that, give the name as profit prediction, and also new tab, also add new UI tab, edit that, and give the name as enter your details. Yeah. So Satyam, you have to go to these 3 lines. Go to this. Go to these 3 lines. Go to palette. Go to manage palette. Here, click on install and search for dashboard. Here you will have node-red dashboard. Just install that. You have to have node-red dashboard. Just install that. You'll get installed. All right. Now, okay, Yasha, I'll upload it. Now, please select this. Select the group as enter your details and profit prediction. Select the group as enter details and profit prediction. If you want to give any label to that, give that as country. Select the country, and here I am giving the label as California, and the value that I would like to store is California. So in Flask also we have created that select button, right? The same thing here. Florida. Florida. New York. New York. All right, done. So just deploy it. Just deploy it. Go to the dashboard from here. You will have a graph like icon. If you just select this and click on that, click on that square, your UI will be opened. There, select your enter your details. I mean that one. Then you will have this. Have you seen this on the on the UI, guys? Everyone, see on the dashboard and go to the group and tab that you have created. There you should find these. So you can select the California. You can just give the numbers over here and you can submit it. All right, done till here, everyone. Same Sheba, California, California, Florida, Florida, New York, New York, the same thing. Guys, done till here, everyone? Have you deployed it, Pranav? What's happening is like, if you create a new flow, everything is showing, right? So you have to click here and you have to go in this way. Yes or no? Vijay, first of all, first choose this icon. Bottom of that, you will have a square icon. Just click that. This will be opened. Okay. It will not get as soon as you deploy it. You have to deploy it and open your dashboard from here. Then this will be opened. All right. So after you have opened this, you have to select your UI every time, right? So instead of you doing this every time, you can disable your flows. How can you disable it? Click on first flow, double click on it, double click on the first flow. Here you will have an option called disable or enable. Just disable it. Done. Now deploy it. Now go here and see, you will have the your flow on the dashboard. Have you seen this, guys? You can disable the flows so that those UIs will not be shown. You just go here, double click that, click on disable and deploy it. Understood? Now we have created a UI. So the first step is done. Yes or no? Yes. So I'll just put a debug node over here now. I'll just create a debug node. No, it's not. It will not be like that. You can select anything. Florida, New York. Manish, you can select anything. California. That means you have not given all the values in the drop down menu. Just check it. I'm just putting a debug node. I'm putting a debug node to form as well as my country. Okay. Now just deploy it. Click on your debug icon, that is spider icon. Now go to your flow, select the things and submit it. Now on the Node-RED on debug node, you will find everything. Yes, have you found that? Done till here, everyone? Guys, just drag a debug node and connect it. Go to your UI, select all the options, give all the options and submit it. If you submit it, come to your Node-RED, you will find that on your screen. So the country that you have selected is Florida. So the value of MS is something, the value of AD is something, the value of RD is something. Yes? So yesterday while doing addition program, I have globally set my values, yes or no? Because every object will be stored in, every value will be stored in message.payload. Your machine, your program compiler will be confused. So that's the reason you have to assign a new variable to the incoming things. So what I am doing in the pre-token, here what I am doing is I am globally setting ms as message.payload.ms. The same thing, global.set ad dot comma message.payload.ad, global.set rd comma message.payload.rd, message.payload.rd. So here whatever the values that I'm getting from the form, I'm setting the values to global variables called as ms, ad and rd, ms, ad and rd. Done till here, guys? So here also I am creating a function. To this what I am doing is global dot set s comma message dot payload. So whatever the country that I have selected, that is saved in s. Okay, done guys? Done till here everyone? Guys, done till here? Now let's see what is the next step. Next step is get the access token with the post request to ML service. So this you can consider as getting an OTP. For example, if you want to transfer any amount onto your, for example, if you have taken Paytm or so, so if you want to transfer any amount from Paytm to another thing, you will get a OTP, right? So when you enter that OTP, then only you will be able to transfer the money. Yes or no? Here also, whenever you want to send the input values to the scoring endpoint, in the middle, every time while you send it, you should generate an OTP. All right, you should generate a OTP. So this OTP is nothing but your access token. Until and unless you get the access token, you cannot send the values to scoring endpoint to get the prediction. So that's the reason you have to first get the access token. So how do you get this access token? With the help of post request. With the help of post request. So you have to put those in the next function, guys. So here you have seen a function, right? In this function, actually, you will have ye comma message dot payload dot ye. So in the place of that, you have to put all the three things. All right. Now, so in order to get the OTP or access token, you have to post request the URL with the help of machine learning API key. Machine learning API key. So this API key will be there in your machine learning service. So how can you get that machine learning service API key? Go to your dashboard, come to the other page, go to your dashboard, go to your dashboard. Here in the services, go to here in the services. It's very slow. Satyam, I have used the global dot set in the pre-token function. So there is a function over here, right? Already in that pre-token function, I have set all the global variables. Okay, Sparsh? You don't have same service on AWS. Okay. Now, here in the pre-token, you have something called API key. Am I right? So this API key is nothing but here, Manish, I just set my for drop down also I have to set the global variable, right? So for that also I've set the global variable by getting a function. So here you can write as global country, which you wish. Here I just created a so here I have to put my API key, machine learning API key. Where do I get this API key? I have to go to my dashboard. In the services, I have my machine learning service, right? In the dashboard, first of all, come to the other page. Go to your dashboard by clicking on IBM Cloud. So whenever you click on IBM Cloud, your dashboard will be opened. On that, click on services. In the service, you have machine learning service. Open that. You have machine learning service. Open that. If you open that, you will find some service credentials. You can just open those service credentials. Here you will find your API key. Just copy that and paste it over here. Just copy that and paste it in the place of API key. You already have this in the pre-token, right, Akshita? You'll already have these in the pre-token. You have deleted it. Good. No, it's not extra. Actually, this is just like OTP. You have to get the OTP. I told like it's just getting like to just retrieve like an OTP, right? So in order to get the OTP, first of all, you have to enter your credentials. Am I right? So you can consider these as your credentials. So in the service credentials, if you scroll it up, if you open this, you'll have some credentials which are already created, guys. If you open this, then here you will have your API key. Again, I'm telling you guys, click on this IBM dashboard. On this IBM dashboard, you will find services. Click on that services. On the services tab, you have your machine learning service, right? So click on that. Click on that. You will be redirected to your service page. In that, go to service credentials. Here you will have some of the credentials which are already created. Now just scroll down, copy that and paste it over here. Yes. It's not mandatory that you have to give it. You can give or you may not give it. Srivani, it's not mandatory to give a semicolon at the end. You can give it or you can just put it like that. Done, guys? Done till here, everyone? Have you changed the API key? Now, connect this pre-token as well as your HTTP request token. Now, just add a debug node to your HTTP request. Now, deploy it. Now, go to your Node-RED, give the values. On debug window, you should find your access token. You should find your access token. So this access token expires in 3600 seconds. So it will not be there more than 30 minutes, guys. Okay. So this OTP will expire in 30 minutes. So in order to communicate to the scoring endpoint of the model, every time you have to enter an OTP. So OTP here is nothing but your access token. So we have retrieved our access token. So until here, have you seen the access token over here? No, nothing is there. This is a different one. Joint is not there near form and country. Okay. This is a different one. So have you got your access token, guys? The next step. So here I got the access token using ML things. And then get the prediction value using post request to scoring endpoint by sending the retrieved values. So now after we get the scoring endpoint, along with the values that we are retrieving from the UI and the access token, you have to send to the scoring endpoint, which is shown over here. So I'll tell you from where you have to copy the scoring endpoint. Before that, you should retrieve the values, right? So here in the pre-token, I have globally set my variables. Now, in the pre-prediction token, you have to retrieve the globally set variables. So now here again, I'm creating it as var ms global.get ms var ad global.get ad var rd global.get rd var s is equal to global.get s. So here I have set my global variables, and here I am retrieving my globally set variables. So along with access token, with the help of machine learning instance ID, learning instance ID. So this instance ID, again, you'll be getting that from your service credentials. So here you will have your instance ID. Copy the instance ID. Remove this instance ID. And paste your instance ID over there. Done. Just connect this and also connect this. Get a debug window. Have you changed the changes over here, guys? If so, I'll tell you what's the next step. Have you changed the necessary changes over here? Now, the thing that we have to do is we have to put our model scoring endpoint. For that, open this node and remove the already existing scoring endpoint. Now, from where do you get the scoring endpoint? So again, go to the dashboard. Here in the services, go to the Watson Studio. So yesterday we have deployed and we got the scoring endpoint. Have you remembered? So I told that this scoring endpoint is used for Android applications and web applications. Yes. So now we have to get the scoring endpoint. Now go to the services, click on Watson Studio, click on Get Started. Here I have already created my project yesterday, which is called as Mayfort. So please click on that Mayfort. Please click on that Mayfort. So yesterday we have deployed, right? So please click on that deployments. Go to my model. Here in the implementation, you will have your scoring endpoint. Get that scoring endpoint and paste it over here. Done. Get that scoring endpoint and paste it over here. Done till here. Have you got your scoring endpoint? Guys, shall I show you again how to get the scoring endpoint? I didn't change anything in the first request node, Rahul. Only in the second request node I have changed it. Yesterday we have created a model. Yes or no? Have you remembered? Yesterday we have deployed a model. Did you remember? Did you remember that, guys? We have saved the model and then we have added a deployment to it. Yes. So after we have deployed it, we got a scoring endpoint. And I said this is the scoring endpoint with which you can create web applications and Android applications. I said that, right? Now I have to get that scoring endpoint. How do you get that scoring endpoint? You have to go to the IBM Watson Studio. So have you gone to your IBM Watson Studio? Have you opened your IBM Watson Studio, everyone? So do you find your created project? Do you find your project over there? Click on that. So whenever you click on that, you can see the assets and everything, right? Can you see the assets and everything? Yes or no? If you open your project, you will get redirected to a page which will look like this. So here, if you have deployed your model yesterday, that will be stored in deployments. So click on deployments. Have you seen your deployments? Do you have anything in your deployments? If you don't have anything in your deployments, that means you have not deployed it. Have you seen anything in your deployments? Yes. Now click on that deployment. Click on that deployment. After clicking on the deployment, you can find an option called implementation. Have you seen that? Click on that implementation. There you will find the scoring endpoint. Copy that and paste it in the second HTTP request. First remove the already existing one and paste it over there. Click on done. Done till here now? Done, right, everyone? Yes. Now, if you see here in the implementation part, scroll down, you find something called post header, content type, application header, something, right? Yes. So this is how you have to communicate with the scoring endpoint. So in this pattern, you have to communicate with scoring endpoint. So if you see this header, content type, application JSON, everything will be there in the pre-prediction. See content type, header, application JSON, authorization, something. Now you have message.payload as fields, years of experience, right? So now if you see here, you will find something called /d is equal to input data. Have you seen this? So from here, do not copy the quotation, guys. Do not copy this quotation. After quotation, from open curly braces to closed curly braces. From open curly braces to closed curly braces. Copy that. And first copy that. Remove which is there over here. Copy that and paste it over here. So here I got the labels as R&D spend, administration, marketing spend, and status. And here in the values, you have to send the array of the values. So how can you send the array values? In that array, create another array and get ms comma ad comma rd comma s. I am posting this in the chat window. You can use this. We have done it. Now deploy it. After deploying, just delete all the things that are there here. Now go to your Node-RED, enter your details, submit it, then it is requesting. If you see, you can see that it is requesting here. So basically it is taking so much of time, guys. So as soon as it gets requested, you will get the output over here. I guess I didn't change my instance ID. So I'm going to my service credentials and I'll copy my instance ID. Oh, I've copied it, I'm sorry. So let's see whether we got it or not. Yes, so my requesting is done. Now I got the prediction. So click on this arrow. Again, click on the predictions arrow. Again, click on that zero object. Again, click on that values, not on fields, values. Again on that zero. Scroll down. Again on that zero. Now here I got my profit as 9748825. Have you seen this? So whenever you test, whenever you come to your IBM Watson, click on test, give the random values, give the state, submit it. Whenever you predict it, you are getting prediction like this, right? So prediction, fields, predictions, values, something. So here I got in this way, right? So however, the way I am getting that in my test window, the same thing is replicating over here. The same thing is replicating over here. Have you seen this? Have you observed this? So guys, I am copying all the pre-prediction content and putting it in the chat window. There, please change your instance ID. Here, please change your instance ID. All right. Just deploy it, enter the variables, submit it. On the UI, you got a prediction. So please select that prediction, scroll down, select the drop down prediction, scroll down, select that zero object, scroll down, select the values, scroll down, select that zero, scroll down. Now select that zero, scroll down. You will see your profit value here. Have you seen this, guys? Did you get the output? If it is showing invalid payload in the object, then that means you have next step. So here I got my value over here. Now what is the next step that I have? So I got my output. Then I have to parse the output. I have to parse the output. So parsing means, you know, right? So basically I got the whole chunk of data. Yes or no? I got the whole chunk of data. For example, I have like this. Now I have a dictionary object like this. Okay. So how can you grab Pradeepti? Can someone tell me? How can you grab Pradeepti? You put it as 0 to 1. Is that correct, Ram? For example, I have this dictionary. How do you grab Pradipti from this now? Tell me. How do you grab Pradipti from this? First, I'll tell dict dot items. Okay, I have only A. So what I do, dict of A. First, I'll write it as dictionary cannot be taken with the help of indexes. Dict of A. So index dict of A, I have a list. Yes or no? So in that list, what I'll take it as 0. Yes. In that 0, I have a dictionary called name of name. Then I get a list. In that list, I'll take 0. Again, I have a dictionary. In that, I'll consider name. Yes. Then I got Pradipti like this. Yes or no? 0 of name of 0 of name. Yes or no? So this is what parsing is. So in order to get this value, I have to parse in this way. Okay. In the same way, here also I have a nested dictionary, right? So I have to parse it. So you have to copy whole the object and you have to parse it. But it will be somewhat hard for us. So IBM has given a way to parse it directly. How do you parse it? You can just take, if you select that value, you will find 3 options, right? So the first option is nothing but called as copy path. So the path is nothing but parsing. So you can just copy the path. You can just copy the path, get a function node. So already you have function node above, right? So you have already a function node. Open that. I'm naming it as parsing. Now remove whatever it is there. Do not remove return message. Put message dot payload is equal to message dot paste the path dot paste the path, connect this to this function and this to this function. Now just deploy it, enter the values. Now you got the only value. As I have parsed my output over here, just copy this. I'm just putting that in the chat window, guys. You can make use of it. Now I want to show that on the UI. For that, I'll just take a text output. So guys, I'm again telling you, if you have a triangle symbol like this, then that means you have not configured the nodes properly. So at that time, you'll get that error. Now double click on that. Select the same UI, that is entire details and profit prediction. Give it as profit of your company is. Done. Now just deploy it. Go to the UI. You got a text document in the middle. So first select it as Florida. Give some names. And you got the value as 949748825. Now if you want to change the nodes, you can go to this board, go to this graphical board, click on this profit prediction and send this above or below. Deploy it. Now go to your Node-RED flow, enter your values. You'll be getting like this. I'll be changing the values. Submit it. The profit is changed. So have you seen this, guys? So this is how you will be building a web application using Node-RED. Web application using Node-RED. Done till here, guys, everyone? Now ask me any doubts if you have. From where? From where, Karthik? Okay. So here in this debug window, if you see, you are getting predictions in this way. Yes or no? So a whole JSON object is being retrieved. I want to parse this JSON object. Likewise, we parse the dictionary. Likewise, we parse the dictionary. The same way you have to parse this output. So first of all, you have to see what are all the values that are there inside it, and you have to parse it. Instead of that, IBM has given a feasibility for us to just copy the path where the value, the parsed path of the value will be. So now if you select that value, you will have three options. One is greater than, equal to symbol, and something else copy symbol, and another is some bubble kind of symbol. So there click on greater than and equal to symbol. Then you can see the path is copied option over there. Now you have a function about HTTP request, right? So please click on that, remove whatever it is there, Now create a variable called message dot payload is equal to message dot paste the copied path. Paste the copied path. Now done. Drag an HTTP, drag a text node, or you already have a text node here. So no need of dragging it, but still I've dragged it. So the other one, you can just delete that. Okay. Now just click on that profit. Select the same UI. If you want to give the label of it, give it. Now just deploy it. So whatever the passed output that you're getting here, you'll be showcased over here. Oh, if it is telling that the path cannot be readable, then you have copied a wrong path, Pranav. So please copy the first option. First option, go to the message.payload, remove whatever the thing that is there, put message.payload is equal to message dot, paste the path which is copied, return your message. Done. Deploy it. Now you will get the output. Now if you go to your Node-RED, a text box is shown over here. Right. So if you want to change the, if you want to put this profit up, or if you want to put the form down, or any modifications you want to do, you can go to your dashboard, select the group and UI that you would like to create, and you can just drag the things up and down, and you can also select the theme, guys. So here you can select the theme as dark or custom or anything. So I'm just checking the dark. I can also select the font of it. I want to select this font and just deploy it. Go to your UI. The dark node is created. Understood, guys? So this is how you will be creating a web application. Understood, everyone? Understood, everyone? go to your dashboard. There you will find an option called theme. You can change your theme over there. You can select any font. You can just change your colors. Anything can be done. Just click on OK. You can check anything, or you can also put it as dark, deploy it. The changes will be shown over here. Then you are not making it properly, guys. Guys, I'm again telling you, have you copied this path properly? Have you copied this path properly? Fine. If you don't reply me, how can I help you guys? Chalo, this is what. Where are you getting the error then? In objects, sir. In objects, sir. Manish, I didn't understand you what you're talking about. Guys, how many of you got the output? Or in the pre-prediction one, you're getting the error? Door.